Now we have discussed immune response. The immune response may be primary or secondary. Primary immune response. The primary immune response occurs with the pathogen comes in contact with the immune system the first time. During this time, the immune system has to learn to recognize the antigen, produce the antibodies against it, and eventually produce the memory lymphocytes. The primary response, immune response, is slow and short-lived. It's slow and short-lived. So next one is the secondary immune response. The secondary immune response occurs when the person is exposed to the same antigen again. During this time, immunological memory has been established and the immune system has start produce the antibodies immediately. Within hours after recognition of the antigen, a new army of the plasma cells are generated within the 2 to 3 days. The antibody concentration in the blood rises steeply to reach much higher level than the primary response. It is also called as booster response. It is also called as booster response. So first one it is the immune responses can be divided into three. First one divided into two. So primary and secondary. Primary it is that primary response, it is the immune system, it is a very short-lived. Primary response, it is a slow and short-lived. Because of that, it is a first time. It is a first time. It is that first time. That is first entered into this pathogens enters into your body. So that the recognition and the antibodies produces a memory, all the things it can be slow. All the can be all this functions, it is slow. So it is called as primary immune response. Primary immune response. The recognition, all the process, it can be very slow. That is a very short and short-lived. Slow and very short-lived. So next one it is secondary immune response. Secondary immune response, it is that occurs when persons are exposed to the antigens. So during that time, the humoral system, the immune system produce that the antibodies immediately. So at the time of this army, so the plasma cells, the lymphocytes are produced and the number of cells against the pathogens, so 2 to 3 days. So the rest is steeply, that is a higher level. So it is that the prevent the diseases. That is a booster response. It is called this booster response. Simply say that primary immune response. So first exposed to the antigen, some of these lymphocytes having this antigenic specificity receptors. Some of the lymphocytes having this antigenic specific receptors recognize the antigens. So first recognize the antigens. Next, the lymphocytes get activated, proliferate and undergo the clonal expansion. So next differentiation. It is basically immune response. So that is that the primary means it is just short or it is a short-lived. It is a short-lived effector cells. So it is eliminated of the antigens. That is called this primary immune response. So at the same time, that is a long-lived memory cells remaining the resting state of the cells and immediately produce that against that lymphocytes. So that is secondary immune response. So first we learn about this. What are the difference between the primary and the secondary? Already I told that primary immune response, it is a short and slow. So it is immediately produced. So first point, it is that result in the primary contact of the antigens. First the primary contact contact so the occurs, it is a second subsequent contact, the same antigen. So first antigen attack pannu. So next one, the same antigens are attacking at the antibodies. So antibodies reaches a peak levels 7 to 10 days. It is at 3 to 5 days. Because of this, immediately produce that. So prolonged periods, it is establish the immunity. Next one, it establish the immunity. It is a short time. ஸோ ஏன்னா 3 to 5 days இது முடிஞ்சிடும். இது எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் அ லாங் டைம். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் there are the replacement of this antibody levels. Rapid decline of the antibody levels. Rapid decline of the antibody levels. Rapid decline of the antibody levels. So the levels remain high for longer period. High and longer period. It appears as lymph nodes. Listen, it appears as lymph nodes and spleen. It appears mainly in the bone marrow following the lymph nodes and this spleen. Lymph tissues. Can you understand? Only this lymph nodes la mattum idu enna seiyum attack. So next one. So next one it is lymphoid organs. Next one it is lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs. Immune system of one organism consists of several structurally and functionally different organs and tissues. They are widely dispersed in the body. The organs involved in the origin, maturation and proliferation of infections are called lymphoid organs. Do you know that first one it is primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. So first we will learn about this lymphoid organs. What is the lymphoid organs? Those organs where proliferation and maturations of the lymphocytes. Do you know that the lymphocytes? Lymphocytes are white blood cells. So that lymphocytes takes place. It is a part of the immune system. It is the part of the immune system. So immune system composed of this lymphoid organ tissue, cells and antibodies etc. And antibodies etc. So that is functionally and different organs. That is for those organs where proliferation, maturations of lymphocytes takes place. So widely displaced in this that origin, maturation and proliferation of the lymphocytes, that is called lymphoid organs. So next one is that based on the functions they are classified into based on the functions. They are classified into primary or central lymphoid organs and secondary or peripheral lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs provide the appropriate environment for lymphatic maturation. The secondary lymphoid organs trap the antigen and make it available. Mature lymphocytes can effectively fight against this antigens. Against this point against this antigens. So next one it is primary lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs. This one it is the primary lymphoid organs. So first one is the primary lymphoid organs. Bursa fabric cells. So birds, bone marrow and thymus gland of mammals constitute the primary lymphoid organs involved in the production of and yearly selection of lymphocytes. These lymphocytes become dedicated to a particular antigenic specificity only when the lymphocytes mature in the primary lymphoid organs. They become immunocompetent cells. In mammals, B cells maturation occurs in the bone marrow and T cells maturation occurs in the thymus. So this is the primary lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs means central lymphoid organs. Formation and maturation of lymphocytes takes place. B lymphocytes formation and maturations of bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus. So that is the maturation. So B cells maturation occurs in the bone marrow and T cells maturation occurs in the thymus. So the birds of vermeils are birds. So do you know that the birds? So that is that the chicks. So the birds of vermeils is the nearest to this of Ayaka. So the lymphoid organs attach the dorsal side of this coraca. That is called the spurs of Maritza. So B lymphocytes mature as a birth or they bring up the humoral immunity. That is a humoral immunity. So next one is a thymus. Next one it is a thymus. Thymus is a flat and bilobed organ located behind the sternum above the heart. Each lobe of the thymus contains numerous lobules separated from each other by connecting tissue called the septa. Each lobule is differentiated into two compartments. The outer compartment of or outer cortex is densely packed with the immature T cells called the thymocytes, whereas the inner compartment or medulla is sparsely populated with the thymocytes. One of the main secretion is a hormone thymosin. It stimulates the T cells and becomes the mature and immunocompetent by the early teens, and the thymus begins to atrophy and replaced by adipose tissue. This thymus is most active during the neonatal and pre-adolescent periods. Thymus is a flat and bilobed organ, so located. This is the heart. This is that heart. So there's a behind the sternum. That is the thymus. So it is at each lobe. Each lobe having numerous lobules are here in there. So each lobe having this two compartments, outer cortex and then inner cortex. Outer cortex and inner cortex. The thymus produces the thymosin. So the hormone is a immunocompetent disease. That is cells, T cells are stimulated in this area. So in the part of the area, in the parts the T cells are maturations. So at the time of this, which time it is and be maturated? The pre-adolescent periods. The pre-adolescent periods are most active in this thymus glands. So next one it is a bone marrow. Bone marrow is a lymphoid tissues found within the spongy portions of the bone. The bone marrow contains the stem cells known as the hematopoietic cells. So these cells have this potential to multiply through the cell division and either remain as stem cells or differentiated and mature into the different kinds of blood cells. Different kinds of this blood cells. Already I told that some bone marrow it is at the this is the bone marrow that is present in this thigh. You have to see in the bone. So in the bone marrow, the bone it is the largest part one at that in the thigh. So and the thigh it is a made up of this some of the tissues that is called this bone marrow. So the bone marrow is a lymphoid is a spongy portion of this bone. So because of this it is T cells presence in that. So the different kinds of the blood cells are matures in that the bone marrow. So the cells have this potential to multiply through the either remains or the stem cells or differentiated the mature cells. Next one is the secondary or peripheral lymphoid organs.